Good morning, this is Rich Nelson with Allendale with our special video update here regarding today's USDA report. This is October 9th of 2015. Now, as far as this October WSDA report, or the supply demand report, this one incorporates changes from the September 30th grain stocks numbers, which are changes to the old crop ending stocks, which, of course, for us on new crop means changes on beginning stocks. This report also makes changes regarding new crop production. In this one, USDA incorporates crop insurance numbers into their acreage numbers and also makes changes on acreage there. We also have discussions on yield and therefore, of course, production changes and the normal changes on demand. So as far as issues, every portion of the balance sheet is generally touched on the October supply demand report. Now, as far as corn goes, USDA made some very reasonable changes in our estimate here right now. Looks like they dropped harvested acres by about 437,000 acres. That actually was very close to Allendale's discussion point of a 425,000 acre decline here. So slightly lower numbers on the harvested, reflecting, of course, what we know about the crop insurance numbers. Yield was raised from 167 to 168. We'll point out that most analysts actually were looking for a yield decline, in our opinion, which was surprising. So as far as this goes, a general half bushel increase on yields, that fits very well into what the trade's been hearing regarding harvest reports. As far as production, therefore, a net decline of 30 million bushels. As far as the demand side, one thing I will point out, USDA did not touch anything on new crop demand. Very surprising to us, especially when you consider our problems with new crop exports right now, down about 28%. USDA's goal for the year is about a 1% decline. It's not too late yet to panic, or not too early to really have any main problems with this on the corn end, because our corn sales are spread throughout the entire marketing year. However, we should recognize some of our problems here on today's report. That was not. As far as ending stocks, they dropped from 1.592 to about 1.561. So a minor 31 million bushel decline on ending stocks. Now, keep in mind, in future reports, USDA will have to face some music regarding our problems with export sales. As far as the numbers on the world basis here, USDA did make some minor changes in this one here. They raised the Brazil corn crop by 1 million ton. They raised the Argentina crop as well by 1 million ton. So these are some minor changes. I don't think those will be surprising to the trade overall. As far as soybeans, numbers were very reasonable in our opinion as well. USDA did drop harvested acres by about 1.1 million, quite a bit more than what most of the trade was looking for. Allendale was looking ourselves for an 875,000 acre drop. So lower harvested acres certainly set the tone for this number. As far as yield, that was bumped up from 47.1 to 47.2. Very reasonable considering what we heard regarding harvest reports. So net changes on soybeans down for beginning stocks, because we knew that from our old crop ending stock discussion. Also, production down about 47 million bushels. As far as changes on demand, USDA did jump up, crushed by about 10 million bushels. They lowered exports by 50. That's very reasonable considering what we know about our very problematic current sales pace. And net drop in ending stocks from 450 to about 425 million bushels. Regarding numbers on the world side, USDA did make actually a significant change on the Brazil production figure, going from 97 to 100 million tons. That's actually very reasonable and also was mirrored by Brazil's own crop agency, Comonab, here this morning. Over on the wheat side of things here, we got to point out there were some expected changes. On September 30th, there was that grain stocks report, but also for wheat, there was what's called the small grain summary. That one revised the previous year's production by about, revised this summer's production by about 84 million bushels. One thing we do have to point out with this one is USDA really took a lot off demand here to offset that change. They took 20 off feed residual and 50 off exports. That's actually very reasonable. So ending stocks going from 875 to 861. On the world side for wheat, there were some minor changes there for Canada and European Union, both up 1 million ton on production. And also USDA recognized that the FSU countries will have some higher export rates. Now, as a whole, USDA did lower corn ending stocks, they lowered soybean ending stocks, and they lowered wheat ending stocks. The problem for many analysts was it simply wasn't enough from what they're expecting. In our opinion, though, these changes by USDA were very reasonable, and for right now, we're now focusing our attention towards South American production, as well as potential El Nino production changes in the coming months. If you have any questions about this report, how to market or do any marketing in this environment here, give Allendale a call, 1-800-262-7538.